practically every client I've coached, they eat either way more than they think or way less than they think.
Yeah.
The way less, like you gave the example of what if they've been dieting on and off for years, crushing things. I remember having somebody with a PhD, very smart person. They were working out like 5-6 times a week, very hard, and they were eating somewhere between 800 calories and 1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Adults. And I explained to them that your body is finding ways to survive for you to go to work and be high performing and do this routine and survive on what a child would eat, essentially. Showing them the FDA, like, which is very conservative, and they say like a 5 or 3-year-old child is eeting what you should be eating. Yeah. And we have the other extreme. Yeah, I eat 1,500 calories a day, and they log it, and it's like 2,800.
Yeah.
So, that was a very insightful point, I think. And then I like the way you have the 10, 13, 15 rule to try to keep things simple for people, since, I think a lot of people there, and they're accurate scientifically, but it's hard for the typical person to digest the information.
Yeah.
Where you keep it's real, but it's simple to understand, which I like. You want to talk about your 10, 13, 15 rule?
So it's so my wife, she's a dietitian and I'm a nutritionist. Okay. And when I was going through coaching, transformations, bodybuilding, whatnot, and then estimating calories, she was like, we do this 10, 13, 15 rule. I'm like, what relevance is that? Because I would use I would get someone's past what they've been eating, and then I would use a calorie calculator, then see what they're actually doing, and then I would estimate calories that way, at least get some type. And then I was like, that seems pretty smart. So basically is on the grand scheme of things, like if things are running the way they should, like let's say you're actually eating more food than you should be eating, which at the start of anybody during this journey is a good thing, because it's easier to know, like, now you just got to cut food out, like you don't got to fix your metabolism and get it back to running properly, right? So if you're eating more than you should, great. So it's like 15, it should be 15% of your 15 times your body weight in calories would be like maintenance, right? 13% would be a very deficit, a very good deficit, and then 10% will be even more extreme deficit. 10 times. So 50 times your body weight, 30 times your body weight would be an extreme deficit. Then 10 times your body weight would be even extreme, but also don't go past 10 times your body weight in calories, because at that point it's very hard to distribute properly with macronutrients for you to be running optimally within a deficit. Right. And I think that's where a lot of people get in trouble, is they lower so much food, and they'll try to do like the calorie hack thing, where they'll I'm only gonna eat protein and carbs because carbs and protein only cost 4 calories per gram, and fat's 9, so I don't want to eat too many fat because I lose on the carbs I can get. It's like, well, now we are losing out on a very important macronutrient that's going to help us sustain a proper deficit, cognitive, hormones, all that good stuff. Well, so we can't do this. So, having this like kind of 10, 13, 15 rule kind of gives you an idea of, where you are and where you can start. And then also like, for those who are, cutting down their calories really fast right away. And, they've been on that, they're overweight, but now they're in the place where they can't lose any more weight still. And they've been doing way too much of everything and eating nothing much at all. And then you say, all right, so how much you weigh? Oh, I weigh, 180 pounds. Cool. What are you dieting? What's your calories? Oh, I'm eating 1,200 calories. Well, that's 10 times lower than the calories you should be eating. Yeah. And like, that should have been good enough for you to be able to lose weight, but you went even lower.
Yeah.
And then they're at that point now that they can't get any lower. Like, what do you do? Cut out more food or do more cardio? At that point, you're just doing more cardio without much energy. Overall needs your non-exercise activity thermogenesis has dropped considerably. Yep. Your hunger hormones are spiking up and down because you don't have enough food to support doing maybe 45 to an hour of cardio plus work plus kids plus, what I mean? So, that was something that I thought was take home. There's so many different ways, but that has been a really easy one for people to grasp. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And it's funny, because you jog my memory on something. When people do that and they crush too much, they tend to a lot of times make it up on the weekends, and then they just go crazy on the weekend. They may lose a pound or 2 during the week, and they negate it between Friday and Sunday.
Yeah,
that's another thing, and probably because of all the other stuff you just talked about. Because you are determined to transform your body, you made it to the end of this video. To get more tips about how to look great and feel even better, check out one of these videos you see on the screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. So later's my massive. Me I go long now. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that's goodbye, my people.